Hi, my name is Amy Zarowski. I am in the Instructional Technology Master's Program at Kennesaw State University. I will be graduating in July of 2015. I created a capstone project entitled Using Digital Cameras to Enhance Learning. This is my video presentation. I hope you enjoy it. The need that I proposed to address at my school had to do with incorporating the use of digital cameras into classroom instruction with interactive, authentic learning experiences to increase higher order thinking skills among all of our students. Kids are drawn to technology, and the fact that we can incorporate technology tools into the classroom to make the learning more authentic and realistic can drastically change their attitudes about school. This project reflected on teacher-directed instruction and objective alignment with student activities across grade levels. Throughout my capstone, I coached a number of teachers on how to use digital cameras within their classrooms to help improve instruction, engage students in higher order thinking, and to improve the quality of their knowledge. This allowed me to first assess and meet with administrators to see a need for the school, and then gave me the opportunity to use everything that I have learned through Kennesaw State throughout this program to create a plan that was authentic and real for my colleagues. During November of 2013, the technologists and I applied for a Staples grant to receive digital cameras, carrying cases, microphones, and camera stands to make learning come alive for our students. In December of 2013, the grant was approved. We received all of our devices. The addition of these tools at our school were very important to a lot of our teachers and, more importantly, our students. I quickly learned that although our school was granted these tools, teachers did not want to use them in their classroom because they were scared or they could not find the time to brainstorm ideas on how to incorporate them. Teachers at my school were missing out on many student interactive lessons and projects because they were scared of using new technology. With this capstone, I worked with cooperating teachers in grades kindergarten through 8th grade. I hosted a professional learning workshop on digital cameras and how they can be used in the classroom. I then shared the projects and growth of our students on our school's webpage and through Google Sites. After meeting with my principal, I decided I was going to present my idea to the faculty during a meeting time and launch the idea of incorporating digital cameras into the curriculum. After presenting to the faculty, I met with grade level teachers who were interested in sharing my vision. Of the 9 grades offered at my school, 7 responded that they were interested in incorporating these tools into their classrooms. I chose 7 grade levels to help me with this project. I asked teachers for their help based on their excitement level with digital tools and incorporating new tools into their classrooms. Some teachers were very skilled using digital cameras. They needed my help in learning new ways to enhance their curriculum. I also wanted to work with teachers who were not as comfortable with these tools and wanted to see where I could help them and their students. I met with teacher participants one-on-one to see their needs with these digital tools. This allowed me to see what curriculum I was working with, and they were able to ask questions and discuss any concerns they might have. I then took time out of my planning period to meet with these teachers to offer assistance in their classrooms or to teach the lesson itself. With the presentation made to the entire faculty, meeting with teachers in conferences, and posting to the online school community, I felt as if I had reached the entire school community with the idea of incorporating digital cameras into the classrooms. I first implemented the use of digital cameras within my own classroom. I teach 3rd grade science and my students were learning about heredity. They were having a hard time grasping the concepts of learned and inherited traits. I decided this would be an authentic learning experience for my students. Since I teach both 3rd grade classes, I decided to implement the use of digital cameras with one group of students and compare and contrast their knowledge with the other group of students. The students were asked to take photographs of their parents and compare their features using Photoshop and other digital software. By assessing the students' project scores on heredity, I noticed that the class who experienced heredity through digital cameras scored higher than the class who did not receive the hands-on experience. This experience helped the students directly see what traits they inherit from their parents and what traits are learned that help them become the person that they are today. Next, I decided to help out in a first grade classroom where students were learning about recycling. I decided that in order for students to really grasp the idea of recycling, they needed to be able to see the things in the school that can be recycled. The class and I took a step further and learned many different ways that the school recycles. Young students ages 6 and 7 were given digital cameras and were asked to take photographs around the school of materials that could be recycled. After the photos were taken, I taught the students how to upload their photos to a computer. This was a simple yet daunting task for young students, but they overcame it quite well. After the photos were uploaded, I worked with their teacher to create a photo match game. I wanted them to fully grasp the idea of recycling and not just take photos around the school. The students were asked to sort their photographs into the green, blue, and cartridge bin. These are all bins that the students were familiar with since they are located around the school. After the students had correctly sorted the materials, the teacher and I were able to informally assess their knowledge on recycling. After I had proposed the idea of digital cameras to the faculty, the kindergarten teachers wanted to jump on board, but they were very hesitant about giving cameras to 5-year-olds. I decided that an easy way to start using digital cameras with young students would be to have them take photos of their morning routine and create a poster that showed steps. The students then acted out these routines and their teachers and I took pictures of them to be laminated in the classroom. This simple project helped the students work on sequencing events by determining what they were supposed to do each morning, while also incorporating digital tools. I then made my way up to 4th grade. I worked with 4th grade students who formed groups and taught a multiplication times table through the use of a music video. I wanted to see if the students' knowledge on multiplication was clearer after they shot the music video with their friends. This served to be an engaging project for these students. The students worked in pairs to create their own instructional math song. They were able to choose from a list of 6 topics and explain 2 examples of increasing levels of difficulty. Using digital cameras to record these videos helped the students use these tools in a variety of ways to complete a task and gain some knowledge of multiplication skills. The 5th grade students were learning about the different types of angles, right, acute, and obtuse. I decided that they could take photographs around the school and then work with Photoshop to identify the angles within the photo. This realistic approach allowed my students to see the connection between what they learn in the classroom to their daily lives. Digital cameras are inexpensive tools that we have available in our classrooms, and they help to bring ownership and interest into our lessons. Since our students are becoming more visual learners, digital cameras allow students to develop higher order thinking skills while playing around with technology. When a child takes a photo, they own it, and they can write to describe their feelings or mood of the photo. In order for digital cameras to be seen as an effective tool, they must have a clear connection on what the students are learning in the classroom. This project allowed students to put their math knowledge to use in real life while also identifying angles. I then decided to work with a 7th grade teacher on a social studies European project. The students were asked to form groups of 3 or 4 and were assigned to do a news broadcast on what they were studying. Digital storytelling allows our struggling students to have their voice heard through technology. This project helped the students create a project from their description of how something came to be. The students had to create a video that discussed the obstacles, reasons for, and accomplishments of the people or groups of people in the section they chose. Each group had to have at least one visual, some type of fill-in-the-blank notes, and 5 quiz questions for their classmates. Their movie presentation was a test grade, and they were responsible for being active listeners for their classmates' presentations as well. When students see emotion from their audience, it helps to validate the effort that they put into their project. The use of digital cameras played a critical tool in this project since they had to record and create a newscast of a time period in history. After using the digital cameras to record, each group used a form of movie editing software to create a professional-looking newscast. This project helped to incorporate cameras, digital editing software, and presentation tools. The students were able to enhance their knowledge on European history in an exciting way. The last project I worked on was with an 8th grade church scavenger hunt. We compiled a list of items that are located within a Catholic church. I then took students to the school's church located on campus to find the objects or rooms. The students were responsible for taking photographs of the items and then writing either a description or where it was located in the church. After each project was completed, I met first with the teachers and then the students to discuss the completion of the project. I asked questions along the lines of, how do you think the project went? Were you pleased with student engagement and student knowledge? Did digital cameras help to enhance the knowledge learned? And if not, why? These meetings helped me discover that the teachers and students were both pleased with the incorporation of digital cameras into the classroom. Each project was assessed by the use of a summative assessment for the teachers to see how the students' knowledge was enhanced by a hands-on project using digital cameras. After completing this capstone, I reflected on my progress throughout it. If I were to do this project again, I would have started early enough so that I could have possibly reached every grade level. I had high hopes for this project by wanting to compare and contrast student grades while using the camera and not using the camera. Due to time constraints and student fairness, I was not able to do this. My advice to someone who might follow in my footsteps would be to remain calm, collective, organized, and willing to help any teacher that might need assistance. Producing professional development courses might have been useful as well. Through this capstone, I felt like this project helped to have a positive outlook on technology integration at my school. The help from my administration helped this project advance from just helping a few teachers to making it a requirement for every teacher to incorporate digital cameras into their classrooms in the next school year. It takes a lot of time to research, adapt, and meet with classes to ensure that higher order thinking skills with these digital tools are taking place.